confidence because she gets irritated. Whatever irritates Kym, I like to do.
Funny mamas.
So I was like, I had
like a son.
Two funny mamas. What's with the grip? Sherri and
Okay, I can't hear you.
What happened?
Okay, now I can hear you.
Hey,
You was just
what?
what
I was
just
just talking. That's
happened?
Deja. Deja had put a finger on the mic, or Chris did. They over there
Okay, I'm
messing.
sorry about that. So sorry.
I
Rock
like
back
the way
and
you.
forth and do it again. Rock back and forth and do it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Two Funny Mamas. I'm Kym Whitley.
I am Sherri Shepherd on the East Coast over
What?
here.
Why do you act like? I love that you changed your background. We were so sick of seeing them lights hanging down and the whole house. This is such a cute little. This is where you need to do your podcast. This look real professional. Thank you. Thank you.
It does
It's
not.
good.
Right in back of me, it says, "Don't whistle at white women."
Like I said, very professional.
I am in my family room, so
Yes, I
I just
love it.
wanted something a little different.
Okay, it looks good. How you
It's good to
been?
see. I'm good. I just got back from a parent teacher conference at Jeffrey
Okay.
School, so I just got back in tonight, and
Okay.
yeah, everything is good.
Everything is good
Every,
except you're tired. Tell the truth. I'm trying to bring my seat up, but I guess I'm
well, of
okay.
course, it's like 9:30 over here East Coast
Oh,
time, and so
oh,
over here trying to look for Jeffrey like a, a home, like a residential home,
uh-huh.
where, to find something that's right for him because he's ready to be independent. He's 19, but not truly able to live by himself. So like looking for like a roommate situation, if it was like a house with four young men, in a place where they have classes and he'll have a job. So that's my big search
Mm,
right now. Yeah,
okay.
but I'm good. I'm glad to see you. You done
I'm
had a
glad to
lot of
see
stuff.
you too. I just sent you your Christmas gift, so it'll be there. I'm sending it to the studio, so make sure you get it.
Why are you sending me a Christmas gift? I wasn't going to get you anything. I'm only doing
Because
kids this year. It's an incredible amount of pressure. I don't want it. I'm only doing children,
no, it
and
is.
they got to
It
be a
is.
certain age.
But I don't have like a lot of friends I'm getting gifts for, and I saw something. If I didn't see this, I wouldn't have thought about you. But I saw
Oh,
it,
okay. Then
and
I
I
don't
said,
feel bad.
"Oh, this is so Sherri. Let me grab it." Just like I tried to buy you that pot, but you didn't want
Yeah,
the pot.
I don't want a skillet. I have a bunch of skillets. I don't need a skillet. That's,
Okay.
if you're going to just don't just get willy-nilly, get something because you like it. But I'm a little stressed because everybody that I ask these kids, I go, what do you want for Christmas?
Uh-huh.
My niece said she want an iPhone. I'm like, excuse me, 8-year-old, do you know how much an iPhone costs? 8-year-old, an
Yeah,
iPhone.
8 years
She
old.
said, well, if you can't get the iPhone, then I like a Hello Kitty shirt. So you trying to scam me from the moment we talking? An iPhone and a Hello Kitty sweatshirt.
But you know what?
So
I
I
will tell
went,
you. Where'd you
what?
go? Go finish. No, say
I
it. Say
bought
it.
her
What you,
Hello Kitty sweatshirts in different sizes. It'll last her till she's 12.
damn.
And
That's
then,
smart.
yeah, you want to fool with me and try to bum rush me and scam me on until I want an iPhone. Then I asked my other nephew, he wants something that's $529. You in your first year of
Auntie on
freshman.
TV, baby. Auntie is on TV.
I said, what happened to giving people? Okay, I understand I can't give him an envelope with $25. We in a new day. But I was planning on giving
I can't
$100.
fix it.
Y'all
A
got me
hundred is
down for
good.
an $800 iPhone. That's the basic, and a $529 speaker set or drone set. All of these kids,
Wait,
and
how
they're not
old are the
even old
kids?
enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how
One
old is?
is a freshman in high school, and the other one,
Mhm.
she's 8.
Yeah, the 8-year-old. That's a problem.
She wants an iPhone. You're not supposed to have an iPhone. I'm
Get her a
mad over here.
triphone.
I
Right.
got accidentally bought Jeffrey the latest iPhone, but he's got good grades and he takes care of his phone. He's had the other one, the basic one for the longest for years and was all cracked up. So I went and got him the 16 Pro or whatever. And I
What
looked and I
now?
was like, how you got a better iPhone than me?
Yep, it happens. Because you
I'ma
got to
switch
wait
it
till yours
out.
start glitching. You wait till yours start glitching, then you're going to be like, dang, it's time for a new one.
Girl, I'm mad. I'm like the Grinch. All of these requests, nobody's asking me for a stuffed animal or this. Everything is like, my
Did you
other
say a
nephew called
stuffed animal?
like, Auntie, I want a car. What?
I want one too. If you giving
Yeah,
out
me
cars,
too. I want a car too. See, people watching Usher because Usher bought his son a Range Rover for his 16th birthday. Too many people are watching that kind of stuff. I said, I'm not Usher, baby.
right,
So
right. No, that ain't going to happen.
it's not gonna happen. Oh my goodness.
Wait a
So
minute. You know what I thought I went to yesterday? Martin Lawrence does something every year for the kids. They bust these kids in from like foster homes and different homes, and each child, I guess, they write down what they want, certain things, and then they send it out. In order for you to come, every celebrity or whoever they invite, you pick off the list and you buy a gift that's on the list. So
okay.
every child got what they wanted. When I tell you, these kids was walking out with electric bikes,
Oh my
iPod, I could believe everything. Whatever they asked for, Martin Lawrence made sure they got it. I said, I should have been on that list. Oh,
yeah, how come you weren't on the list and say you was from the Whitley homes?
I should have. His sister Ray was, they said he'd been doing it for 3 years. Bill Bellamy showed up, Mekhi Phifer.
Oh
Um,
wow.
um, you know who else showed up? But you saw it on the FaceTime. I don't want to call him Urkel because he'll kill me.
Jaleel White.
Jaleel White, yeah.
Call him
But
Stefan.
everybody
He
was
don't like
there.
Urkel. He don't like
Yeah,
Urkel, but he'll do
I like
Stefan.
that Urkel. Yeah. And
I tried
Martin, it
to
was
get
just
you on.
him. Uh-huh. You tried to
Oh, so
what?
you got to see Mark. Yeah, when I was on Dancing with the Stars with Jaleel, and to get him off his game and to make him mess up, I go, "Girl, Urkel, go." He didn't like that, and so
Oh,
he
he
looked
didn't.
up, and I go, "Did I do that?"
You didn't do that. You didn't do that. Oh, you're
Yes, I
evil.
did. Yes, I
Oh, that's
did. That
pure
was
evil.
well. You got to get these people off, Kym. You can't all 12 couples can't go get the mirror ball, so you got to get them off. I told Gladys Knight, I said, "You going on the midnight train to Georgia, sister?"
Oh, you were just evil.
No,
That
I
is
just
so
was very
funny.
competitive. I was not evil. I like Jaleel. I like Gladys Knight, but they needed to go. And guess who
That's,
went for both of them?
you did.
I
Shut
did.
up. Oh, that's funny.
But
Okay, can I ask you something before you move on to the next thing? I feel like
sure.
I'm not even with you. I feel like my head is big. I feel like I'm not in the space with you. I feel like Chris got me. I
That's
may
all
be
true.
Yeah, that's my fault. Sorry.
No,
is
it's
that
not. It
good?
also is because Kym, I'm sitting on a couch as opposed to on a table. And normally when I'm on a
Okay,
table,
what if I
it's
go
like
down?
that. It's like that.
If anything, go up.
Go up?
Yeah,
Yeah, because
Sherri,
your going down
your
days are
headspace is
long.
killing me.
Over. Baby, who
Over.
you telling? They are over.
Over.
Over. Okay,
We have to
hold
talk
on.
about this too. We have a really wonderful guest on it. We want to get her on because I
Yes.
know
Let's get
she's
on because
also
it's late.
on East Coast time. But I do want
Yeah.
to talk to you about that, about dating. My girlfriend is on a dating site, and I told her, I said, she met a really good guy, and I said, take it slow. And she said she tried as long as she could. They had sex. It's been like 3.5 weeks they had sex.
And you ain't call her back.
And I want to, is that, no, they're still
Sorry, this is me. This is
You
me.
had that chambered.
Don't put your trauma on somebody else. No, they're
Okay.
still dating. But I just want to know I feel like I'm in a new day now. Like, what's a time to make a man wait? But that's what I want to talk about after we talk to
Let's talk to you. Right.
we want to talk to our guest. I'm very excited.
Yes, we have a very exciting guest on. This is what we don't do this enough, but I met her, and Chris, go ahead and take it away because I'm going to be talking to her in a couple seconds. Introduce our fantastic guest.
And boy, we're excited. Dawn Porter, she's the director for the new documentary, Luther, Never Too Much. That's going to be streaming on New Year's Day. So you've got your New Year's Day plans. It's on CNN, OWN, Oprah Winfrey Network, Max, and it's kicking off New Year's Day to making it happen.
Wow.
And you know what? At Dawn Porter on Instagram is where you can find her as well. Dawn Porter, welcome to Two Funny Mamas.
Dawn.
Okay, wait. See, there is she in? Dawn, you in?
I'm in.
Oh,
I'm
welcome to the
in.
chaos. Welcome to the chaos.
That is the true. That is absolutely the truth of this podcast. It's a beautiful,
And
loving chaos.
it is a loving chaos, and I know it's late there, but I just had to talk to you. That's what we say. We don't do this enough. And as you know, Sherri has a show. We meet all kind of people everywhere. But when I saw this documentary that you did, that's going to be on CNN, and that is
And what's
on
the name?
Luther.
Luther, never too much.
Never too much.
Never too much. It is about Luther Vandross, which has been a long-awaited,
Long time coming.
long time coming. We've all, when I heard about it, I just went crazy. And this is going to be on New Year's Day.
Ooh, nice.
So after you wake up after partying, you're with the family, you got your black eyed peas and your chitlins and whatnot. This is such a good thing to sit around with your family and your friends to watch on CNN on New Year's Day, a way to kick off 2025. Dawn Porter, and you're a female. I was just so excited. Sherri, I'm gonna let you talk, but when I saw her, and there it is right there, Luther, never too much. We did the screening over Kyle Bowser. Remember, we talked about it. So, Dawn, we actually talked about it before I came because I was like, I'm going to this thing. I'm so excited. So now I've been, just tell us what it's about and just tell us your journey.
Yeah, well, I think that's just what CNN planned. They figured everybody would get their black eyed peas and their chitlins and they would sit and watch Luther. I think that was the marketing plan. I think that was the whole marketing plan. So, but I'm so happy to be with you too. Thank you so much. Obviously, big fan. So, and before you came, I was trying to audition with Sherri, but she didn't go for it. She didn't replace you. She was like, "No, I have my partner. Thank you very much. Thank you anyway.
What?
Stay in your lane. Stay lane.
One funny mama and a director.
Right. What? Right.
10 minutes more later, Kym.
I think that could. Luther is the story of his life, and I had a meeting with Sony. I usually do political documentaries. I've done a documentary about John Lewis. I've done stuff about the Supreme Court, about public defenders, about Breonna Taylor, the amazing artist Amy Sherald did a portrait of Breonna after she was murdered, and we did a short film about that. But when I met with Sony, and they kind of went through a list of artists that they were thinking about. When they got to Luther, I was like, wait, there's no Luther film? What could that be? So then they started, I started talking about what they had, and they had all this interview footage. They had rehearsal outtakes. They had so many things that we could use. And then the estate opened up their vault so we could shoot those beautiful gowns that the Luther's singers wear on stage. But really what I wanted to do was tell, so often with Black artists, people think, we just a musical people. It just all happens, without work, without thought, without intelligence. And Luther was all of that. He was so smart.
Yes.
We started with, he was a boss from the beginning. As a teenager, he knew what he wanted to do. He had a very loving home. It's important to say that. His family supported him and wanted him to make his dreams come true. And he always just kind of really kept his eyes on the prize. So we have Luther and his longtime friends were on the first episode of Sesame Street. And so we have that footage of them singing. So we just have so much archival. But what I wanted to do was let Luther bring him back, let him talk about his story. Because he has been telling us, we just put it all together, but he's been telling us what he loved and what he wanted to do his whole life. He was very open about that.
Yeah.
You know,
But we
it's
never.
just so
Mhm.
sorry.
Go,
No, no, go,
Sherri.
Kym.
No, you
And
go.
you know, thinking of Luther, gosh, I think we can all remember like specific times that he did something and how it correlated with or aligned with things in our life. I remember driving from work from the Valley to LA listening to Luther. Woo, 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 woo. You know, house is not a home. A chair is not, like, we know Luther, and we've all heard about the challenges that he's gone through. So I can't wait to see this documentary because he was just such a part of my life, Luther
Yes.
Vandross. And even up to, what was one of his last songs? Dance with My Father.
Dance
That
with
was
My
huge.
Father. So that's the song we end on. We tell that story. But, you know, talking about kind of like house is not a home. So we interviewed Dionne Warwick, and
Wow.
what she says, I know I got to sit with Dionne Warwick. She gave a little side eye to my shoes. She didn't like my shoes.
You know,
not a
Dionne,
side eye.
shoes.
Not a side eye. Not Dionne Warwick giving you a side eye.
You know how you get
Here's
into
the thing.
it? Uh-huh.
I thought my shoes were really cute. She did not agree.
And she told you.
Well, you're in really good company because she told off Snoop when they came to our house. Like,
That's true.
And
She
I
sure
remember
did.
when I did Dancing with the Stars, and I remember I was so excited. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, Miss Warwick, it's so nice to meet you." She said, "Who got my cigarettes?"
I mean, she was, but you know what she said? She said that Luther gave her the definitive version of House is Not a Home. They were very, very good friends, but that is what she said about him in the film. And what she says is, and when you see it, you'll know. She says, "Baby doll, you have given me the definitive version of that song."
Yes.
You have so many people in the documentary that you go to, but we know a lot of the struggles that Luther went through, like, you know, with his weight. I remember when Luther lost a lot of weight, he was on Oprah, you know, and you know, that part of his life, and you know, Luther, his romantic life, and you know, it's just so many facets. Luther, when he was on tour with Anita Baker, was that Anita Baker? Everybody had the big dresses on. It just was so many facets of his life that I am completely just curious about. What did you decide to cover? Because he had a lot in a finite
You
amount
know,
of time.
the hardest thing was just that. It was because it also has to be a film that has the right pacing and that is not too long. And, you know, I'd always rather leave people wanting more than to be like, okay, time to go, you know. So, but we definitely cover his love life, his coming up, his career in jingles. I got to interview Valerie Simpson.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
By the way, her daughter also lives in Harlem. Fun fact.
Is that Asia or is that Nicole?
Nicole. So
wow.
she's right here on the block. Yes, you have to come for a block party, Sherri.
Wait, both of y'all are in
Yeah, we're both in Harlem. Isn't that great? We're around the corner from each other.
Oh, that's
what I said.
great.
Dawn could have done the interview on the couch with me.
That is fun. But Dawn is my friend first, then she can be here.
Oh. Well, when I was interviewing for your job, I was like, Sherri, I'll just come over to your house.
Dawn, you gotta stop saying that, Dawn.
And I wrote her phone number. So if we need to call him, you better get that.
Baby, it's hard getting Dawn's phone number. I was asking for it, CNN people and the publicists and the this and that. And I was like, Dawn, I need to talk to you. She was like, here's my email. I said, well, Dad wanted it.
But we got her, Kym.
We finally got it. But that's how you stay on top. That's, you know what? You did have a lot.
Kym will not be deterred. Kym sent like 45 people. They were like, Kym would like to talk to you. I was like, why didn't she just ask? I didn't know it was you. People were around you. Okay, we're at a screening and people surrounded this woman. I was like,
and I do have to tell you, It's not you, Dawn. It's Kym gets surrounded by a lot of people, and she's got ADD. Like, you got to dangle a keychain in front of her to reset her brain.
Everybody wanted to speak to her.
And she spoke to everybody.
She did. She was much nicer than me. I was tired. I was like, I got to go.
Dawn was out. I sat there patiently talking to people I didn't want to talk to because I was letting Dawn have her time with people. I was sitting there talking to these strangers, and Dawn had snuck out the back door.
So you and Dawn have a real big communication problem, I'm seeing right now.
But you know what? There's so many things. Well, Dawn, I will like this. One thing is, Sherri, when I tell you, and our viewers and our listeners, what I got surprised when I watched this documentary. It's entertaining. Well done, Dawn. Bravo. Well done. And absolutely, it's a story. That's why she's saying they couldn't tell, because she starts at the beginning and you follow his life. And we thought, at least me, we think we know Luther. We didn't know Luther because I was sitting there, I was like, he did that. So smart, and all the stuff he was doing. And the people he wrote for, when you start looking at, they just showed all this. He was writing for everybody. It was just Luther.
He was on every Chic album. We interviewed Nile Rodgers.
Love Chic.
He was on, not Luther Vandross sang on every Chic album. He sang on Sister Sledge, Roberta Flack, Carly Simon, Bette Midler, and then he was discovered by David Bowie. And so we have
David
that
Bowie
film too.
Yes, that
was Luther happy? He led such
he was happy. You know, he was happy. I think that's a big misconception. I think many people know he didn't have that one great love, and that was the big irony and sadness, because all of us wanted that for him because he so perfectly expressed it. You know, I grew up like everybody. Luther was just always in the background playing. It was just the kind soothe your soul, you know, like make you dream a little bit kind of music. And that's what he wanted to do. And he says he didn't find that one great love. And we kind of cover all of that situation. But he had very close friends. He was a generous, loving friend. His friends from high school are in the movie because they remain lifelong friends. They are going on tour with me to promote the movie. And everybody would say, you know, and we don't even have this in the film, but like he would take his backup singers, like, let's go shopping, and just like, you know, whatever you want, Louis Vuitton, like Versace, like he would just so generous. He wasn't a person who hoarded his success. And, you know, it's interesting. You talk about
like Sherri does. Wait, I'm sorry.
Sherri, I do want an iPhone if you're still out there. I mean, like, you're taking requests. My phone's
you were about to say something, Dawn. Go ahead.
You know, Luther was on Oprah 14 times.
Wow, did not know that.
And a lot of, they shared this battling with their weight in public.
Yeah.
He had him on multiple times. So they really had a relationship on screen. And Oprah was very generous with us. The footage from her show, she doesn't usually allow you to just go on and take all the Oprah show footage. Right. And she let us use a lot of that because it's really important to his story. Because what we do is we show him over time. And you see young Luther, you know, kind of making his way, jingles, all these jingles that people don't know. He's the voice of Let It Be Low and Brow. That's Luther. The NBC theme song, like for the Olympics, that's Luther.
Wow.
Welcome to Miller Time. That's Luther. So like, and what became clear to me as we started, I was like, he is everywhere. He was in jingles. Everywhere. You know, he was a backup singer. He was arranging for people. He wrote for Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
He wrote crazy. Jump to It. He wrote Jump to It.
I remember.
Yes.
Jump
to it.
So when you think about that, you think, his big professional challenge was crossover. And Nile Rodgers talks a lot about what it meant for Black artists to cross over because they needed to show that they weren't taking us for granted. They weren't taking the Black audience that made them successful. It wasn't that we weren't enough. It's just that why shouldn't they be available to everyone? And, when you think about it, like some of the largest consumers of our rap artists are white teenagers. And that's why these people are bananas wealthy. And, for Luther, they were really trying to put him in a lane. And he was pushing out against that. So, we interviewed Danielle Smith, the former editor of Vibe. I love Danielle so much because I wanted also a Black woman's voice in this to give some context to what he meant to our culture. And Danielle does it so beautifully in this movie. I love that woman.
And Luther was someone that we just knew he was ours. The question I have is, and I know trying to push back to get out of a lane. We all hate it when somebody, puts us in one particular box. And it's so hard trying to break out of it. Was he able to break out of that box and go mainstream?
The first pop chart hit, because that was, we're in a different time now where radio, people aren't really listening to just radio where they have that lock on which artist can appear. Now with streaming and digital, everybody can get everything that they like. But then it was, you're on WBLS, that's the Black station. You're on WABC, that's the white station. So his first pop charts, like #1 song was Dance with My Father, but he was already in that coma by the time that came out.
Hold on. Yeah. His first mainstream pop chart was Dance with My Father because that was at the end of his career.
That's right. Yes. That was the last song that he ever did.
So he had that difficult of a time.
That's right.
Getting out of the box of just a Black artist crossing over to the mainstream.
That's right.
But we never thought of that, Sherri, because we lived in it. We're listening to Luther all the time. Everywhere. All the time. In our lives, Luther is huge. We never, ever thought, until I saw this documentary.
I never questioned it.
Never thought that Luther was not like all over the world. Because he's all over our world.
I so agree with you, Kym. And when we started, the film, it didn't occur to me that was the case. I'm just thinking, like, how am I going to fit it all in? Because he has so many songs. And of course, once you say you're doing the Luther movie, everybody has their favorite song. I mean, my mother was like, I know you're going to put, this in. So everybody has helpful hints about what to put in. That was our big challenge, is his life was so rich. And, he died in his mid-50s. He was young when he passed.
Oh, yeah.
To have accomplished what he did. Jamie Foxx is a producer on the movie. I got to interview Jamie at his house. That was very fun.
I want to know, first of all, how do all these people get to be producers of the movie? Me and Kym would have loved to have been. I bet you we loved him more than Jamie. Well, I don't want to say more than Jamie. We know Jamie, so we can.
Because Jamie's into music. Jamie sings. We're not. He's probably.
But we karaoke. We karaoke all the time.
That little $10,000 we would have been able to give her, that wouldn't have helped the movie.
Now you really throw it in our face. What you say? Okay, now
we've been like, Dawn, we got $5,000 each, but we want the biggest thing. I want
$5,000. What do you say?
I forgot about that part, Dawn. I absolutely forgot about it. I thought it was our passion.
Our passion, no.
Because we lived Luther. We knew all of the words, the riffs.
Everything. That's why it's so... Let me just bring up something. I want you to think about this for a moment. Once I watched that documentary and what you're saying, how ironic is it that this man was the king of love songs, but he had no love. How
I
do
always
you
wonder
make
how
songs like
how did he sing
how,
to that?
that's what I'm saying. This
When
man
he
didn't have,
touched your heart and soul so
but wasn't
deep.
nobody
And
touching his. That's what I'm, how ironic is it this man didn't have the love he wanted, but the love just poured out of him in his music. That
You know,
just
I
blows my
know.
mind.
He in the movie he says, and I know it's strange for me to talk about him as if I was interviewing him, but I watched so many interviews that we were able to
yeah,
like from it. I really feel like I know him. Like I could tell you what he's going to answer to certain questions because I watched so much footage. He says his favorite song of his is "Any Love," and he
any
says,
love.
And tell her
when
why.
you
This is deep.
I
Listen to it.
think myself sometime, and I wonder why. In a lot of ways, I'm a lucky guy, right? But then he goes on to say,
Yes.
like, he wants any love.
But
It
I
It's
hits
deep.
you
mm,
when you
No,
hear
no, it's a
him.
sad song. When I started after the
That's right.
documentary, I listened to the song and I wept. I was like, oh my God, that was his favorite song. But it ain't like a happy song. He said, I
No,
am a lucky guy
wow.
because I got all of this, but I'll take any love. Any
right.
love.
Any love.
It's so we had a yeah, oh man, it's
That's
such
why
a trip.
Sherri got 2 divorces now, because of that any
Okay.
love. Okay, sorry, forgot. Yep, sorry. Sorry, Dawn. I went, I'm sorry.
I shut up, girl. You know, it's so funny. I did a show and his former makeup artist did me and had the most wonderful stories about Luther. Everybody has a story about Luther. People who knew him, and I remember Kym. We had a friend, a colleague who's not a comic anymore. She worked at Tiffany's in Beverly Hills, and I
Uh-huh.
remember she said, 'cause when you talk about any love, that Luther came to Tiffany's and they didn't know him, so they weren't giving him the treatment that he deserves, but she went crazy over him and she went crazy over Luther, and he wanted silverware and plates, and he didn't know about all of that. So he bought it all, and she went to his home in Beverly Hills and showed him where everything goes in the wine glasses, and her commission was bigger than everybody's. What they got in a year, she got it in one day from Luther. It was like a
Damn.
Julia Roberts moment. And I'll never forget, she said it was just like she gave him so much praise and love. He bought everything in
Wow.
Tiffany's. He bought her things. He was so generous. And whenever she was his, when people knew who he was, they tried to get the business. And she was his go-to. And she always had the most wonderful things to say about Luther and his generosity.
Look at that.
And I just never forgot that story.
And you
There's
know what you
a
just brought?
yeah. We have some footage of Oprah when he first got successful, and so Oprah went to his house, and there's all this love crystal. There was so much more footage. I wish like we had it in there, but Oprah was literally opening his cabinets, and she's like, "Look at this! His water glasses are Lalique." I mean, he did like beautiful things, but there was also that generosity. He wanted to share. Valerie Simpson told me, we talk about his up and down weight. And when he would lose weight, he would go buy a whole new wardrobe, designer wardrobe, everything. And then when he would gain it, he would go to Valerie Simpson and Nick Ashford's house in New York City, and he would be like, "Give Nick all these clothes. Like I can't wear these
Wow.
anymore." But he was very close friends with them, and so many people, artists like that, they were not only explaining his musical talent, they were explaining his kindness. And so in the movie, we try and show you he could be goofy, funny, he could be a
Wow.
taskmaster. He was a full person, and I don't think before that I had enough of a sense of his just full humanity. And
Right.
that's what I'm so proud of with the film is if you loved him before, you know some more. If you didn't really know him, I don't know where you've been, but now you understand what a contribution he is
Wow.
to the world's musical canon. It is, you cannot overstate the importance of this man to so much of music.
If we all just bring up, I just want to bring up a part of my career, which I didn't even realize until now. And I don't want to get emotional. I remember there was one thing, because all my interviews I used to talk about it, and I stopped talking about it. They would say, Kym, what did you do at your career, the beginning of your career? Like, how did you, become the commercial queen and then, get these movies? And I stopped telling this story. I would get in my little red car. Remember my little red car, Sherri? It wasn't a Miata, whatever. That was and I always kept two things in my car: my makeup, because I always did my makeup on my way to audition, makeup and eyeliner. And I had a cassette. How old is this? I had a cassette tape of The Impossible Dream, Luther Vandross singing it. I sung it every time I went to an audition.
Wow.
To dream the impossible dream. And I would let Luther, and I would just listen to those words, and it got me ready. And I just knew that I was going to make it. And that's what I'm saying. Luther was just a part of us. I forgot about that story. I didn't tell that Luther Vandross. I was like, no, the Luther Vandross version. That's the one.
You know what, Kym, what you're saying is very much what he went through. Luther was the opposite of overnight success. He started his first band when he was a teenager. He was 15. He was saying, "Listen, my brother." Then he did all these jingles. Then he got rejected so many times. And he tells about, cutting Never Too Much. The way they did it was, they got studio time on a Sunday morning. Sissy Houston sang on the record for free. Everybody sang for free for him because they loved him. But he was rejected over and over. And he had to keep believing in himself. And so his story, like your story, is his story. He had his, people. Dionne Warwick was the person he looked to. Dionne, Aretha, Diana Ross. He loved these Black women vocalists. He admired their beauty, their talent, their elegance. What also was so important to me is this is also a love letter to Black music. This is how ingrained our music is into the culture. And Luther was so clear and so generous about acknowledging his heroes and heroines and saying, that is where I come from. That is why I know I'm going to make it, because look at these people who came before me.
And these women,
being resilient.
I am part of this. And these women they helped Luther, though, within these stories. I think about these women that were all in his, and I saw his career, as he was a background singer for him, or he was writing a song. Unlike Sherri Shepherd. Sherri Shepherd ain't helped me do nothing. So, I have looked to other women that will help me, Marsha Warfield, Sheila E. I'm looking at other women that will help me in my career. Sherri, see? But you know what? It's all fun and games. But I have to ask you this one question. The film is fantastic, but there was, back in the day, during while Luther was alive, there was some controversy about, well, no, this was after Luther passed, but there was a controversy about what Patti LaBelle said. I think she was on Watch What Happens Live.
Watch What Happens,
and Luther been gone. But Patti LaBelle was in an interview, and Andy Cohen asked her a question about Luther and his sexuality, and her answer got some people really upset. And then I saw it in the film. So why revisit it is my question to you as a director.
As a documentary, like, our obligation is to tell the whole story as you see it, as long as it's fair. And there was so much. I mean, if you read Jet magazine, every week it was like, is he, isn't he? Who is he with? Who is he not with? there was so much speculation. We couldn't leave out, and really Patty was the person who spoke to it. I think that when I look at that interview, and I've watched it multiple times, I think Andy kind of fed it to her. You know, it was the after show. It was casual conversation.
Right.
I'm not going to speak for her, but I do think they were in the group. It was like us. Like if you said to me, like, how's your husband? You know, and I would just like kind of casually, because we're friendly and having fun. I feel like she was, it's not tricked, but she was led to say that. And then she got so much blowback.
Right.
You know, I feel for her. We wanted her to speak to it. I wanted her very badly to explain her side of it. We couldn't get that recorded. So, you know, we needed to kind of address it because everybody knows it. If we left it out, it would like what, you know, it would undermine the truth of the whole film if you don't leave in the hard things.
Hard things.
Yeah, you know, and then we do talk about the people who were close to him, you know, kind of, and the choice I made was, and we worked on this section a lot, is Luther was very clear during his life about how he wanted to answer questions about his sexuality. And so we let him answer the question. And he basically says, mind your business. And, you know, I think if we're going to say, you know, as people, as women, my body, my choice, that applies to me too. Maybe it's not the choice I would make. I wish to goodness gracious for so many reasons he was here today to see how people live. But this was the 1990s. He was already
it was a different day.
Nobody was out. It was AIDS. It was so much prejudice. He already had so much prejudice. I can only theorize. I cannot speak for him, but I can certainly understand saying, and what he says in the movie and what he said is, I owe you my talent, my best effort. I don't owe you questions about every single piece of me. And I think it's fair to respect.
Yeah.
I love that. I wish people live by that, you know, now.
Yeah. But
you know,
there's too much.
Yes. And he, you know, he's so funny. And like in concert, he would say, we will not play with your ticket money. And then like give these big shows, you know. I just love him. I just love him as a person. His personality just leaps off the screen. And it was such a joy to do this, you know. So
thank you.
I'm a lucky girl.
You're what?
I'm a lucky girl.
You are a lucky girl, and we are going to be lucky on January 1st, everyone. After New Year's Eve, I want everyone to turn on CNN and watch the Luther Never Too Much documentary. And then after that, you can see it on other, is that some other streaming networks, Dawn?
Yeah, it'll be on OWN, Oprah Winfrey Network, and it'll be on Max, HBO Max.
So
wow,
right there, if you really will see a great documentary by a great director. You do a great job, Dawn. Is there anything that we should look forward to that's coming out, or you're working on? Any final words or anything?
I am working on Winnie and Nelson Mandela because we all talk about them, but you know what? There was a Winnie, and Winnie's story is complex and important and fascinating. So stay tuned.
Oh, keep doing your storytelling, everyone. You can find at Dawn Porter on IG. Follow her to see what she's up to. Watch Luther, of course, on CNN. We want to thank you. Just thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dawn.
Thank you so much. This was so much fun, even if it was 9:30.
Y'all can see your house down the street. Turn your light. Turn that one light on before it stay down.
I'm going to blink it at you. All right.
Don't worry. Thank you so
very seriously much. So much. This was so much fun. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
I'll see you at the block party.
I will. And Kym, I'll call you, Kym.
I was gonna say, yeah, come on, text the sister.
Yeah, work on y'all communication. Start there. There you go.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Dawn.
Thank you. Oh my God, that
So
was
funny.
so good. Oh my gosh. I'm so
Love
excited
that.
about that.
That's such a trip. No.
What do you mean?
I did not get to see the documentary. I really can't
know.
wait to see it. But it's such a trip of I did not know that he was locked into just Black music until the end of his career when he crossed over with one song. That had to be incredibly frustrating when you know you got music that everybody will want to listen to.
No,
But
but
they
this,
won't
you ready?
let you. The gatekeepers won't allow it.
I can't because I want to tell you. So he found out that Dance with My Father won a Grammy. And he was with Clive Davis. I think Clive went over to the hospital and let him know, you won a Grammy. Dance with My Father hit the charts, been on the charts, because he had been in that coma, so he didn't know. So before he passed away, he did get to find out that he got a Grammy because he had been nominated over and over, but for that crossover song. So I was like, he went out strong.
He did. Wow. Yeah, I can't wait to see because we embraced him so much. Like I just wasn't even there because he was so big in our community. All you heard was Luther. I remember he was on the road with Anita Baker, and that tour did not last long because they didn't get along. Him and Anita Baker. I think that might have been 3 weeks because they were supposed to. His makeup artist would tell me these stories, and they were supposed to switch off because they both wanted to end the show, and they couldn't agree. So they agreed to switch off. And apparently Anita Baker went long so that he had to go up really late, and he was cursing her out. She was cursing him out, and I was just cracking up.
I know.
When his makeup artist was telling me this.
What you said.
You said what?
Also, I really enjoyed Dawn, but I'm glad she gone so I can do this now.
I'm so glad you acted like you had some sense. I thought you was going to make it for the whole podcast without eating.
I heard a dog bark and I thought, here we go.
I was looking at this sandwich, kept looking at it.
Here's the thing. I have not eaten since 8 o'clock this morning, and it is now 9:30. I'm starving. I think for me to have to look at you, stuff your face. I'm so hungry.
Why don't you eat? And I need some water. Why don't you eat? Oh, now I got the hiccups. I'll be dang. Oh, Lord.
Because now at this time of night, Kym, the only things that are open are fast food restaurants, Popeye's Chicken, Burger King, McDonald's, and Insomnia Cookies. I can't eat none of that.
Those. Hold on.
Insomnia Cookies, I get freaking 6 of those and be.
Make an announcement.
What's the announcement?
Joshua, can
Kym got to go to the hospital.
Get your mama some water. I've got get your mama some water.
Why you sound like you from the South? Get your mama some water, boy.
Because it's why it's because I got the hiccups. I forgot I can't eat bread or rice. It sit up on my esophagus or something.
And you doing it.
This is what, huh?
And
look,
you
Chris
doing
is like, Chris was gonna submit this for an NAACP award.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. Not anymore. I took that dream away, didn't I?
I'm proud of you. I was about to tell you how proud of you both. More Kym. Sherri, I know you can make it through an interview. And I was so proud of you, Kym, and here we are.
And here we are.
Well, while you work on that, Sherri, I don't know if Kym can participate for a minute or two. Oh my gosh. I meant to ask you, how are your shows in Raleigh?
Oh, I was going to say Valerie Simpson will be on our show tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Look at that. You just said you got to tell her. You talked to Dawn about the documentary.
Yes. And, That's
Oh,
so
my
crazy.
son, that's good.
Regina
Thank you,
Bell
baby.
was on today.
Oh,
But that's so crazy.
boy, give me the
Um,
water. Quit teasing me. He
my
put
shows
ice
in
in
North
my.
Carolina, 3 were sold out. 1 was
Mhm.
2/3 sold. A
Tell them about the
busted.
next question. Tell them about the people asking you crazy questions in the
Um,
audience. You don't
we
remember you
always get
said,
crazy questions. I forgot what I said. What I said to you, Kym. So you
well,
can
how can
refresh.
I get a talk show? Can I be on
You
your
know,
show?
it's oh, that's right. Oh, thank you for. So we do it, Kym and I together and by ourselves. We do a Q&A at the end. And one lady, I was getting all these questions because my feature, who is Special K, he said, you don't have to tell Sherri you love the show. We know you here because you love the show. And everybody would be, he said, so please ask a question. And everybody would raise their hand and they get the microphone. It was like, well, it's not really a question. I just want to tell you how much I love the show. And so one lady says, she says, Sherri, I am a celebrity makeup artist. I've done Aretha Franklin. I've done Downtown Julie Brown. I've done Roberta Flack. Like she was hitting off all the icons. And then she pulled out her bag and she said, and I used to date the Robert Thorpe. So I'm sitting there going, who is he? And she said, the Robert Thorpe, cousin's first nephew. That's the way she said it.
No,
And then
she
she
didn't.
pulls out of her bag. Yes, it is. And she pulls out of her bag this little award and she said, and I wanted to tell you that Robert Thorpe left this award for Karen White at my house. And I want to come on your show and present this award to Karen White.
Oh, please stop. The
And I'm
singer,
standing there on
Kym
stage,
White?
the singer Karen White. But I'm standing on stage and going, excuse me, what part do I play in this on the show called Sherri? I want to come on and present this award. I was like, and where's Sherri involved in any of this? Craziest. And I was trying to explain to her that's not how talk shows work. And Special K said, you know what? She can't do it. It ain't going to get done. Next. I thought it was very funny. But I told her that we weren't going to be able to do that. But maybe she could put like a post out on the Instagram to Karen White and I retag it, you know. Karen White sings Superwoman.
But I want to know how long she had. How long has she had that award?
She said for
How
10
many
years.
years?
She's had it for 10 years. And I go, in 10 years, you couldn't get in touch with Karen White?
This is hilarious.
Try to find the studio that she was at. She lived in Atlanta. She said she wants to come on my show.
Chris, this for you.
What's that? Oh, this. Taking that white baguette down. That woman deserves an MVP award. Maybe if she reaches out, we can get Kym to share something to her Instagram story or something. That'll be it.
But I did want to say, I don't know where Kym is appearing. I will be February 22nd, one night only. This is a venue you did, Kym, at the Soundboard in the casino.
In Detroit.
In Detroit. February 22nd. I'll be at the Detroit Casino, February 22nd. So grab tickets at sherrishow.com. Sherri Show.
I might fly in with you and then hit the stage at the end with you.
I have too many comics. You can't come up.
Ain't there some shit? Wait a minute. Hold up. This ain't Two Funny Mamas. Wait, what?
I got too many comics.
I don't give a damn what you got. What you got? Oh.
I got too many comics. That's what the name of the show is. Too many comics.
I'll surpass all of them. I'm still flying in. Oh, I do have something. Everybody, I just got the flyer made. I should have sent it to Chris. I have Cleveland. Chris, why do you laugh at me? It hurts my feelings. Okay? So listen.
Listening.
I have I don't know about this flyer. That's interesting. I actually have Cleveland, Ohio, while I'm home for Christmas. I will be at the Cleveland Funny Bone that used to be the Improv on December 27th and 28th. So y'all come on out, Cleveland. We're going to have a good time. Andre might be with me. I don't know who's going to be with me, but I know I'm going to bring somebody. So we're going to have
And
a good time.
you headlining in Cleveland?
In Cleveland. I
Are
go
they
back to Cleveland.
having you feature, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna get somebody. Tamara just called me to talk about it, so I need to get my life together. See, Sherri
Okay,
doesn't have to go with this. She got one person, and she stays.
I'm one
with her.
person. I don't deviate from Special K. We have a groove. We align our
Yeah.
comedy. He knows how to play his position. We get along amazingly well. And he's really good. So as when he kills, it makes me go out loud. So I stay very unlazy. So I just have one person. You take out people that you ain't hollered at yet. You got to go with people that you ain't got on them and went off on them.
You're right.
You didn't hurt Andre's feelings this week. I imagine he won't be going.
You got to get Andre to pop back on here soon. I think he's got some stuff going on he wanted to talk about.
Who? Andre?
Why'd you say it like
Why you say it like you don't have nothing to talk about? See, that's the problem.
Yeah, that's classic Whitley.
You need to lean into your femininity more.
No, I do, because you're right. I'm sorry.
Your default is go off. Just what your default is, the go off voice.
You're right.
Yeah, every time you start talking, why don't you put breathless in it? Like you need help. Okay. Not laryngitis. That's not laryngitis. Breathlessness. You put in I can't breathe. Big difference.
Okay. Oh, hey, Chris.
Hi. Could I help? How are you?
How are you? You look absolutely handsome.
Okay, it sounds like Chris needs to do the Heimlich maneuver on you. That ain't working.
Yeah,
we're supposed to be talking about dating. Let's get to the dating question.
I just wanted to know, she.
All right.
Oh, there you go. That's cute. Kym.
If you're looking for a December date, I know where you can go in Cleveland. December 27th to 28th, the Funny Bone, and that's at 1148 Main Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio. Go see Kym Whitley and an undetermined feature, but it will be a great show.
I got to give it to you. You bold, because you coming right after Christmas and everybody done spent their money on Christmas gifts. You's a bold man.
I'm concerned.
Why would you take a gig on
That's
December?
Tamara was like, you going to be home, you might as well take it.
No. I mean, here's the thing.
You ready?
Do fill up a club.
Before New Year's Eve.
Kym, what is going on? Who are you? Honey, December 27th.
Oh, no.
People, Chris, and tell me I'm not crazy.
You're not crazy.
In a comedy club.
You're right. I didn't think about that.
You better hope that there's so many people home for the holidays that are staying till New Year's Eve that want to see comedy.
And still got money.
Mm-hmm.
Kym, okay. I need to fly.
I'm about to cuss Tamara out. I'm going to say, Tamara, you didn't think this through.
No, Kym. They can only do as much as you say yes to.
It's all right. I'm going to have a good time.
I have a question. And
I'm going to sing these little jokes. Go ahead, Chris.
I have no doubt.
This is what Kym going to be in the club. She going to be like, turn the lights up. Going to be some drunk dude sitting in there because he ain't got nowhere to go. It's going to be Kym and the Lonely Heartaches.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's traditionally like it's a off week for most radio and TV. A lot of local radio.
Okay,
you won't be able to promote it.
They're playing
through, y'all.
They're gonna be
playing all the Christmas songs nonstop.
Right.
going into New Year, and your ass is at a comedy club.
I didn't think it
think?
through.
No,
Until you said this. I'm like,
Kym's gonna have to dust off her door knocking that she did for the tour we were on. She's gonna have to go ask people.
You gonna have to have boots on the ground. I feel like I need to fly in, but I don't want to be looking at Kym and we sitting in the dark looking at two old dudes with CTE and fallen arches.
we're sitting in the dark.
I'm very upset with you that you're doing a gig. Now you're forcing people to come out in Cleveland on right after Christmas, so they got to not play their white elephant game.
Damn. I ain't think about this.
I'm trying to get her to fly here to St. Louis for Nellie's Black and White Ball this Sunday, and she's got to promote her show that no one's going to come to.
I got Yvette Nicole Brown's wedding.
Oh, she's getting married this weekend. Congratulations. Mazel.
And I got the National Day for Sister Christmas is the 14th this Saturday. So I got to celebrate Sismas. Simone Smith came up with this. She's been doing it for years with her friends. So I'm going to have a little party for my friends and do Sismas.
Oh, okay. What does that mean? What does that mean?
It's Sisters Christmas. You get your girlfriends together, you have little mimosas, we play some games, eat some food. Sisterhood.
I was supposed to come out there. I think I was supposed to come out there around Christmas because Niecy has every year. I only went to one, so I haven't been. I was going to volunteer at the Laugh Factory to feed the homeless. But Niecy has a pajama every year on Christmas Day. She has breakfast and you got to come in pajamas, like Christmas pajamas. So I was thinking about coming out there and then maybe throwing a party at your house.
Wait, what?
So since you're going to already have your decorations up, I can
She'll be
still
gone.
use those.
They got to stop it, Chris. Don't be
She'll be
giving
gone,
out
Sherri.
ideas.
You know where she hides the key.
I do.
Right.
That I do.
I know
Got to
you
do a
can
lot of
take
crime
your
to get
stuff.
that key. Huh?
I know you can take your stuff back with you.
No, I can't. That's instead of giving me a skillet, why don't you just ship the stuff to me? That's what a great Christmas gift that is. Instead of giving me a pot I don't need.
Oh, I'm working on it,
Just
trust me.
ship my stuff back to me.
Oh, your stuff gonna be out of here by the new year. By New Year, right after the New Year, it's gonna be back over in New York. I want to know where you're gonna put it because you already got one.
I'm gonna put that one out on the street.
You can't do that in New York, can you?
Yeah, you can put it there because they come by once a month to get heavy furniture, and somebody's gonna come and put it in their truck. It's a vanity. It looks good.
But you can't.
Somebody's
That thing is heavy. They're not gonna be able to pick it up.
When I was giving away stuff before I moved out here, the cleaning lady's truck, her husband bought a truck. It scraped my driveway so bad. It has so much furniture on there. And they went all the way back to Simi Valley or the Lancaster. Somebody gonna pick up that vanity.
Okay, all right.
So I'm gonna put it out there by the garbage and put a sign that says free take it.
Okay, off of my.
But I really want my bike. I really, really want my bike. It's purple and it's a pretty color. And I really want that. So just put it on the truck.
Put it on the truck too. So get back to dating. You got these people listening to the podcast. You started it with, I got this great question. And now you forgot the question.
No, I didn't forget. I just was pondering over why you doing a gig on the 27th of December.
Quit bringing it up.
3 days before the new 2025.
Cleveland,
and
prove us
Christmas
wrong.
Spent their money. You know, I want Kym to sell out. I want Kym to come back and go, hey, bitches, I sold out. I do want her to say that.
I'm about to call Tamara and ask her. Why?
Oh, my God.
Gig?
You so busy trying to eat a submarine sandwich.
I did. I ain't had one in so long. How you know that was a submarine sandwich? I ain't had that in so long.
It was long.
It was delicious. I ain't had one in so long. That nice fattening bread. It was tuna fish breath is over
and I'm
here.
starving.
Ooh.
I'm starving over here. Do you
So you couldn't eat
understand?
something like that. You couldn't have like a tuna fish sandwich like I just had.
I could have the tuna fish on lettuce, but not the bread. And I
Can't eat
literally,
bread.
there's nothing I could like order Shake Shack and like get it put on lettuce, but it's getting so late. Shoot, it's
I know.
my husband
Okay, well, we're gonna end this podcast, but I want to answer. Let's
30.
answer the question. Then we're gonna end the podcast about the dating question because I gotta go
Yeah,
too.
I'm just asking how long is it to wait? She waited
Oh,
like
before you
3.5
sleep with
weeks.
somebody, I
Yeah, before
think
you
it's
sleep.
different. When you're in your 20s, you should wait maybe to marriage if you can, but you should wait a long time. If you're in your 30s, I think you should still keep that, virtue and, still maybe do a little more touching. When you're in your 40s, you
You go a
go
little further.
you go a little 40s, you pray on it, speak to the Lord, and then y'all get busy in about 2 months. When you're in your 50s,
Life is short.
you might die the next day. So you need to go ahead and get it to them right then.
Get it on. Yeah, I tend to agree with you because when
I
you're in
tell
your
you, when you're
50s,
older, it ain't that, I'm going to wait. I'm 50 something. I'm going to wait and see if you
and you know what it is?
Anybody
We
doing
need
that?
an expert on here, like sex in your 50s. We have to get an expert because the thing about waiting is when you 50, I keep saying it's like a rusty gate. It's so rusty. You go to open the gate and the gate just break off. Like it ain't been oiled. It ain't been nothing. Like things atrophy, and that's no joke.
No, that's because when you remember that saying, if you don't use it, you lose it.
You lose it, and
Please.
as we
It's a
get
truth.
older, we do start to lose things and things start to happen. Now our bodies are in the maintenance phase,
Yeah.
in the 50s. And
My
so
doctor told me to go get a boy toy or find something to stick up in there.
Kym Whitley, everybody.
he said, get a boy toy. Or get a boy toy or a girl twirl.
Okay? Black doctor, been my doctor since I was young. He done got old with my stuff. I'm old too. And he was like, hey, you better do something. Because he was like, next time you come here, I'm not going to be able to open it.
Oh,
Oh, I got to go to the bathroom. Oh my gosh.
Did she laugh?
you,
Don't you pee on that new
you knocked
couch.
it out of her.
See, this is what happens, though. This is what we're talking about.
So,
you got to do kegels.
So, gentlemen, if you're out there, or ladies, if you have single gentlemen friends, if in the Los Angeles area, Kym is open for business. You just heard it from Kym and Sherri. Reach for the fruit that's been on the tree just a little bit longer because it's ready.
It's ready. It's ready.
Yeah, I haven't used a dating app in 12 years, and I think I should probably get one and just make the range 50 to 60.
You just gotta stretch out that range. And
There'll be a stretching out. All right.
As cute as you are, Chris, they're gonna be that clickety click, click, click. Because some of them just need a boy toy. They don't want no relationship, man. That's the truth.
Yeah.
That is.
Oh my gosh.
Don't catch any feelings.
That one almost took me out. I don't even remember what you said, but that sucker made me laugh.
Oh gosh.
It is. It's so true. Like 50, it's just so many things. You get cramps in your legs. It's because when you're telling a man in your 50s that you 12, 13 years celibate, a man gonna run. Ooh, he gonna run. Because that's a whole set of psychological things going on.
Yeah, I don't think you should tell him. You should tell him.
Yeah, because I got
He'll find out.
Oh, yeah, he going to find out. I got a friend, she's been celibate for like 31 years.
31?
Because when I got married, she was celibate for 21 years. When I got married to husband, she's still celibate. And now, you know what it is? It's very hard for her to flirt. She's very timid. She's very shy. But that don't work so much when you're 50, being like shy like that. And, she's held on to it so long. Don't a man want to hear you been celibate for 31? That sounds good when you 19 and 20. When you tell a person, I've been celibate for 10, 12 years. But when you 56 and I've been selling for 31 years, most of your life, it's a lot of.
That ain't good, because to a man in his mind, that's like opening up. You at the cemetery, you open up one of them crypts, and it's been closed for 30-something years. The smell and bats
You
that's
gotta-
gonna fly up there.
Where's all the dust coming from?
The dust.
But not even that. Like literally, I would love to have
smell?
It ain't no smell. It's just.
That's what she just said.
It is probably a different smell. Because when you say lubricated, there's a very healthy. It's healthy biomes and healthy bacteria that's going on. So it does create a nice healthy smell. But when you ain't used it, it's like going inside the attic.
It's like a dude who okay, Joshua came in. I'm about to cut up.
It's like going into a house. If a house has been closed up for years.
Yeah, say that.
Maybe pause. That's what
I'm talking about, a house.
Hold up, I'm gonna break it down. Bye, baby. What's wrong?
I'm leaving.
All right, love you.
Hey, honey.
Okay. You got everything? Is the car open? Yeah, I didn't lock it.
All right.
What's in the car?
Nothing.
So if you're out hiking, Sherri, you're never supposed to jump into like still water, stagnant water, because there's a lot of bacteria and trouble in that water that hasn't been touched.
A lot of mosquitoes, stagnant water.
Tell us all.
But like, you ever been looking for a house and you go into a house, hasn't been open and it's got a smell, and they always say because you got to paint it. You got to paint it.
Paint the walls, baby.
You got to paint the walls.
If you got to paint it, if you paint it, that'll take away the smell.
Yes.
That's what I've told dates for the last.
I'm writing that down. Paint.
Chris said he tell his dates, I gotta paint them walls.
Hey, let me clear that up for you.
To get rid of an old smell in a house, like that's just because it hasn't been used, you paint the walls and it'll bring new smells. But that is true. But it also is psychological, because if you have not. You in your 50s and you've been celibate for 30-something years or 20 years, the first time you do it's a lot of stuff a man's gotta ease into. And also, if that's a lot of pressure on a man, because you give him some after being celibate for that long, you're gonna be at the edge of the bed crying, like you're gonna be in love. And that's a lot for a man to take on. Like,
that's true.
So it's
but you should but if y'all are in love and you just ease into it, don't never say 31 years. You can just be like, well, it's been 3 years. Just take off one of the numbers. And I'd be like,
but see, what you're getting into a situation where he's expecting to watch the equivalent of a new flat screen TV, and he gets there and it's a VHS tape.
It's a VHS.
There's different quality that maybe hasn't advanced.
Can you imagine you 56? You don't even know what to do in bed. You don't know whether to talk. You don't know what if be quiet. You don't know nothing.
Wow, that is interesting, especially if you've only been in that one relationship. I think you should get with your girlfriends and talk about it and see how, because you will feel, I don't know, you either gonna feel great and go crazy on that man, or you are going to be timid and shy. And
very disappointed. Yeah. It's so crazy.
And you might be disappointed, but he might be disappointed also. So I think you should talk about it. And I think you should, whatever's comfortable for you, and once you're honest with him and you go with it,
Girl, trip this. I remember at this age, I'm pretty bold. I remember I talk, because I'm not afraid now. You 19, you don't say nothing. I talk. Dude, I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not gonna say no names. He was like, "Can you just shut up?" He was like, "Has anybody told you to shut up?"
Oh my! I have never been told that. That is hysterical.
Me neither. And I was like, "We're not gonna get along."
You know what you should have
said?
While you was doing, you should have been like this. Okay, I'm gonna shut up, but watch, I'm gonna get a talk show one day, and you gonna want this, because I'm a talker. That's how I'm gonna get a talk show.
My gosh.
Too far?
Yeah, that's too much
far?
conversation.
That's too far? Too far? Okay.
That's too much conversation.
I feel like I've walked into the room and the adults are having a conversation.
I mean, because I'm a talker. Because here's the thing. I will tell you what I like. I'm not no shy 20-year-old girl. I'm a grown ass woman. So if there's something that I don't like, I'm gonna tell you.
You gonna say that with a new person? You ain't never gonna be on a new person. Do that, do this. You wouldn't do that with someone new.
Well, you know what you would do with somebody new? You'd be like, "Oh, I see you got your little thing. What you gonna do with your little thing? You big for that?
Could you imagine?
You gonna hit with your
I've
little
worked
love
on
me.
that. I've worked on it, but I did the other night.
Saying it last week.
No, wait, I gotta tell you something.
What?
The other night, I can't say where I was, but they'll know who I'm talking about. But I was somewhere, and I was with this dude, and he had on a sweater, and it was tight. But he's like, he's not very tall, but he's good looking, real good looking. And I sat there and said, "Look at you in your little sweater." I said,
"Oh, girl."
And he little, and the sweater was tight, and it was little. I said, "I'll be damned."
You did it again. You butt ass naked, and you called him with a little sweater.
Wait. How did we get to naked? I didn't say I was naked. How did we get to that?
It did sound like you were setting up a sexual experience.
Like you was in bed with somebody.
No, we was at I can't say where we was, but we was at this place. It was public. It was public.
No, it sounded like you was in bed with the dude.
Why would he have on a sweater?
I thought it was a euphemism for, a covering. Didn't you, Chris? Didn't you think?
I thought this is where I would go, wow, Kym's gonna this would be the first time 5 years in she's gonna break down a sexual experience. But then, yeah, it did seem like that, Kym.
You got all quiet, sound like
because you even said, if I said where it's at, and then I'm like, oh, she's got dudes in different, she's got bros in different area codes.
Different area codes.
That is
I
true,
got bros.
She does.
No, I felt like
she's internationally known.
I felt like he might be listening.
Because look, Will Packer told you, and the reason listeners and viewers that I'm
stop bringing it up.
No, you just brought it up. Kym always says, Lil. She'll put Lil in front of stuff when she's talking. And I told her even before Will Packer did, I said, Kym, it's quite derogatory when you say, oh, I see your little hairstyle. I see your little, because you're really saying it's not a big deal, whatever it is that you're doing. I've ranked it down. So she happened to say it. She wouldn't stop saying it. And then she was at Tyler Perry studios when Tyler Perry had his opening to his studios. And Will Packer came and she said, oh, look at you with your little jacket on. And Will said, it ain't nothing little about me. And then Kym was like, then all of a sudden she was like, oh, I didn't know it was, oh my gosh. Joshua.
What?
And that was about 4 years ago. Or 5
I got
years,
it though.
No, you don't got it because you keep doing it.
Have you done it in an intimate situation, Kym? Be honest.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah, she has. I could answer that for her. Yeah, she has. Thinking, and here's the thing: Kym thinks she's cute when she say it, so it's funny to her. So I know she did it in the middle of making love. Oh, look at you with your little strokes. Kym said that. Catch you. She little stroke. Because she liked using the word love. And she probably laughed and thought it was so cute.
I've learned my lesson.
No, you're still learning. You're still learning.
I got it. If he wasn't little,
I go back to, I guess her waiting 3 weeks, being in her 50s that's pretty good. That's
3 weeks is good. Because you just want to get that tension
release.
Yeah.
Get
that going. But we're gonna get off this podcast. You gotta go to bed. Don't you have to work tomorrow? No, you're off.
No, I'm off tomorrow, and it's 10:43, so I'm off. But I'm so hungry, and I probably need to go to bed. I'm gonna watch The Landman, Billy Bob Thornton, a couple of his
I'm sorry.
episodes, and Alex Cross, Aldous Hodge, and then
Oh, I
I'm gonna
need to watch
go.
that too.
Yes, very good, Aldous Hodge, very very good. And then y'all don't forget to watch the documentary January 1st of Luther Vandross, and watch it
But
January 1st because good. If you're not doing anything on the 27th and the 28th, go see Kym in Cleveland. Get some, set aside a little bit of money because you're not gonna have none after Christmas. But set aside a little bit of money for Kym. Get yourself 2 drinks, and the cover charge. Maybe she'll have a Black Friday sale on the tickets. I don't know.
wow.
Bring your friends, your family, their friends,
Yeah, bring
their
everybody.
family.
So on these days,
You're
I
right.
can't wait to hear that conversation with Tamara. It ain't about that you got nothing to do. It's about everybody else ain't got no money after
Didn't think
Christmas.
about that. If I keep eating, my face getting fatter and fatter. I gotta stop. Listen,
If you do things like
I
what you
want
just did,
I want to encourage everyone to watch the Jamie Foxx special on Netflix.
yes.
Yes, I watched
Jamie,
it
we
last.
showed the trailer. We showed, the thing about Jamie is people don't realize Jamie has not done a special in a long time. I don't know, because before he got In Living Color and all, Ray, he won an Oscar for Ray, and he started doing all of these movies. Jamie was pure stand up, and
Pure
Jamie
stand.
was funny. That's all he did, and he was funny. Remember, he had that joke about AIDS, Kym, his grandmother. She kept saying to him, he made AIDS funny. If he missed the bus, she said, "You didn't miss the bus, boy. You got to have AIDS.
Oh,
Everything, boy. You didn't fix your breakfast. You got to have AIDS." He was so funny with it.
yeah.
So it was really wonderful seeing him in his element, and really being raw and
He was raw.
vulnerable and funny
Yes.
at the same time. So proud of Jamie Foxx. Watch his special because it's streaming now on Netflix. Michelle
Netflix.
Buteau, her Netflix special is streaming now. I was gonna say Yamanika. We're naming all the comics.
Oh
Yamanika
yeah.
has a special coming out called White N-Word. That's coming out. And I think I don't know if that's on Hulu or Netflix. You just got to do a search for her.
Right.
Hulu's
And
made a push recently. Yeah.
Yeah, they have.
we
So
have to remind everyone to watch Queens of Christmas. We're gonna have the girls on, I hope, before the movie. It's called There it is, Queens of Christmas on BET Plus. My nieces are in it. Tyler and Hannah are in it. So it will be on December 17th, 18th.
I thought it was
Chris,
December 19th.
December 19th. Yeah, because you're going to talk about it. So
I'm gonna talk about it,
December,
but why are you not in it with your nieces?
oh, okay. So I was supposed to be in the movie, but something happened. I had a little
What?
accident.
You had a little accident?
Yeah, I got pushed in the pool by my dog, and, I snapped my neck. And the
Okay,
doctor was like,
your dog is a little dog. How did the dog push you in the pool?
no, the big goofy one, because after 50, you shouldn't get no big goofy dog. Don't ever get a big
Yeah,
dog.
you really should.
Not a goofy one. It's Boxer. He galloped over there. My foot was caught. I was watering the plants, and he galloped his little puppy big behind over there and clipped me and knocked me in the pool, and I snapped my neck, and I couldn't walk. And the doctor said, "Okay," like I was walking like a scarecrow. And he said, "I said I got to go do this movie." He said, "Okay, go on and do that movie." He said, "When you come back, you're gonna be in a wheelchair forever."
Oh
I
my
said, "Well,"
gosh.
so I had to cancel the movie. They had to call Terry J. Vaughn. Thank you, goodness. And I didn't get a chance to be in a movie with my nieces.
You'll
But
do it. You'll do it.
it was just, it might have been the Lord saying you would have drove them girls crazy on that set. So
It is
Yeah, you
out.
would have.
It is out
Uh-huh.
December 19th, and we'll try
December
and
19th.
get Tyler and Hannah on next week.
Tyler and
Yes.
Hannah. Come on, we love Tyler and Hannah. They're following in their auntie's footsteps. Kym, you got a family that's actors. Geez, you got a lot of folks in your family that are actors. But
I
a
do.
dog did all that to you?
Straight, big old scar straight down my back. Dog clipped me. And yeah. What you say with that?
A dog. My gosh. That's crazy.
Crazy, ain't it?
Yes,
Absolutely, because
that's
you never
crazy.
know. Because at first I didn't think I was injured. I was like, something ain't right.
Wow. Yeah, something didn't feel right. I wanted to show you before we go. A fan sent me a sketch of Lexi, my dog.
Oh, look at that painting behind her in the couch. She did good with the color scheme.
Yeah, my artwork. You inspired me to buy art.
Oh my
You
goodness.
completely.
Look
Oh,
at that. Oh wow, they are good. Do you know their
Looks
name?
just it looks just like Lexi too.
Yeah.
Rivery Studios, and they drew that of Lexi.
that's great.
Isn't that like amazing? So I cried. I got it in the mail and I cried.
Oh wow, I
I miss
love
my dog.
that.
Y'all know whenever we would do the podcast and Lexi would come up there and bother me, he's sitting at my feet. I miss my baby.
I know you do.
All of our stuff is in the basement, so we're gonna give it away. We got a huge acrylic dog feeder so that they don't have to put their neck all the way down to the floor. We have an acrylic box that holds the food, so everything you can see through. We have joint medication that's even unopened.
This
What else do
ain't
we have?
this ain't offer up a Facebook
Cute.
Marketplace. Are you this ain't Facebook Marketplace? Why you says time you go to bed? You selling dog stuff on the podcast?
Because I
Okay.
don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with it. Like, we got 2 huge dog beds that can
All
fit
you
a
gotta do is
dog
take a
that's
picture of
100.
them and put it on Facebook Marketplace. People will
I
come
don't want
get
all
that
these people
invite.
coming to my house. I don't want nobody coming to my
Take
house.
it to the studio. And it ain't all the people. Sell it and they come pick it up. It ain't no all those people. Show me the money and then they come get it.
We have it. I finally bought a chandelier. So we have
Where?
Well, all right. So now when you come over about my.
That is a light.
It's a
Only thing about eating tuna fish.
bitch, that's a
Oh,
chandelier. What is you talking about?
Huh?
Friggin', that's not a light. That's a chandelier.
Oh,
It's crazy.
okay. They told you.
Try to show you one thing nice. You something special. You really are.
make sure to
Okay.
follow Kym and Sherri on Instagram at Sherri E. Shepherd, at Kym Whitley, and at Two Funny Mamas, and support the show. And Sherri,
Go
if
to
you're
Sherri Show TV. Oh, can I say one thing? Because everybody who was in North Carolina listened to Two Funny Mamas, Kym. I sold a
Oh,
bunch of
sorry.
Two Funny
Sorry.
Mamas
Uh-huh.
t-shirts. I'm gonna just say this real quick because I feel so bad. So many people, when they asked me questions, wanted to come to the show, and I told them to write their information down and give it to Kevin, my road manager. They gave me some gifts, and Kevin kept all of the names and numbers because I was going to get back to the people to see if they could actually come to New York for the show. Kevin gave them all to me, and I wrapped them up in a plastic bag, and I had it at my hotel. I thought it was trash, and I left all of the numbers and the names of people who wanted to come to the Christmas show. And I'm very, very sorry, y'all. It was wrapped up. I thought it was food. So I don't have anybody that gave me their phone number and wanted to come to the show. I don't have it anymore. And I'm so very, very sorry. But you can get in touch with Chris Denman
wait a
and
damn
tell him
minute.
who you. Huh?
Wait a
Did
minute.
you say Chris Denman?
No, I didn't
Show.
know if you were about to hand out my number. Yeah, twofunimamas@gmail.com. Just send us an email and we'll get back to you.
Yeah, let me know you was the one, but because I left everything
Yes.
in the hotel. I'm sorry about
I
that.
got to go get this fish smell off my fingers.
Oh, come on.
Okay, you just okay. All right. Good night.
It's the
Good night.
the tuna fish sandwich and the onions. I won't eat on this podcast ever again.
What's the date? We gotta give a shout out to Coco Brown's niece. Hold on. We just got to say happy birthday. We'll do it. Can we do it when we end the podcast? Because we got to do it for. Sorry.
You want to do it in the podcast now? Yeah, we can.
Oh, yeah, we can do it in the podcast. Let me get her name. Hold on.
I apologize to our listeners and our viewers.
I just got a text from Lil Rel.
Oh, I got a text. Let me see who I got a text from. Oh, I just got a text.
Tell him you got somebody that wants to help him with his comedy festival next year.
Who was that?
Chris Denman.
Yes.
Oh. What? Is he going to be in St. Louis?
No, it's in Chicago, but he could use some help.
Oh, okay. Well, I will definitely tell him. I didn't understand, but now I do. I will tell him.
She didn't tell him shit.
No, you're right. I'm not.
Damn.
You got some pictures? Can you throw up a couple pictures of her?
Oh, I'm looking. I think you sent me some.
Her name is.
Hang on.
Okay. Oh, her name is December 10th. Oh my gosh, we late. Let me see.
Oh yeah, we missed it, child. That was.
Oh, that's okay. Kennedy is turning 16. Her niece Kennedy's turning 16. She's gonna go to the Olympics. She's in high school. We're gonna wish her a happy birthday. So it's Kennedy Brown. So can we do that? Hello.
Yeah. Are we doing this separate?
And we're not doing that because we're not gonna be able to get Kym after we say goodbye. That's gonna be a wrap. So we can do it now.
So what are we saying?
It's her. I just said it's her 16th birthday.
Okay.
Her auntie is Coco Brown, who's part of the comedy family. She's
Coco.
Gonna be going to the Olympics. She's in high school, but she's breaking all of these records, and she's gonna be going to the Olympics in 4 years. So she's a phenom.
So here's what we'll do. Let's end the podcast, and then let's just do one, and we'll send it. I'll send it to Coco.
That sounds very good. Everybody, God bless you.
Don't hang up, Kym.
And thank you
We
for
love
watching.
y'all. Thank you for your patience. Thank you. I know it's difficult with Sherri, but thank you so much for your patience.
And that's why I don't help you. That's why. But you're going to go do your gig on December 27th.
Bye, everybody.
Take you for a ride.